You see, for years I thought that the divine luminosity was the highest state and was equivalent to the good or the one.
Which is, I gather from our earlier conversations, what you assume Plato was saying.
Yes, yes, yes. So I have in my own life matched the writings of Plato in that respect, and it's very interesting because I had thought the divine luminosity was the highest state, and I wrote a little book called Being in the One. And I took being to be divine luminosity, and I called that the one. Of course, subsequently, I grew out of that, but I held that view for quite a few years.
The one was a concept that we find in Plato, and
yes,
it struck me as that it's to some ways similar to what the ancient Vedantic philosophers would call Brahman.
Yes, yes, yes.
The one consciousness of the universe.
Yes, yes. But yeah, I don't use the word consciousness. I prefer the idea of mind.
Mind, okay.
And because then you can ask, what is the source of mind? And then that gets you into what the higher idea of the one being the self.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at some point you went beyond that.
Yes.
Can you describe it? Is it describable?
Well, I landed there as a result of, I went into a week meditation, just stayed in meditation.
When you say week, you mean a week long?
Yes, yes, yes. And so, much to my surprise, I just got up from my sitting cushion and everything was just perfect. And everything was perfect, and I decided I didn't need to sit anymore. And I didn't realize the significance of the state I was in for at least a year. But during that year, my world was turned upside down because with quite ease, I could describe people's faults or the things they said didn't make any sense. I could spot it immediately and correct it. So I was really a bull in a china shop going around. And I was thinking everything is perfect, everything is fine and perfect, and that busted up my marriage because I sat down one day and I said, "Good heavens!" I made notes and I said, "Look here, my dear, you just went 32 criticisms of me." She said, "What?" I said, "Yes, take a look." So I was going around doing that. Then I finally went back to a Roshi I was studying with. He said, "Oh my God." I said, "Next time, tell people the danger of this state."
There's a phrase in Zen I've heard called the stink of enlightenment.
Oh, yes, yes. The language, I heard the same expression that they call it the stench of enlightenment. It's more vivid.
Yeah.
But this doesn't necessarily have a stench to it and that quality. That's most like the Christian or people who are in moments of revelation and they think they have the key to the universe. This is just obvious. Everything is just obvious. There's no point in broadcasting anything. Just everything is perfect. Everything is the way it should be. But it's I assure you, it's a dangerous state to...
Well, yes, because you were, at the same time that everything was perfect, you had come up with 32 criticisms of your spouse.
Yeah. So that's part of the part where I got involved in philosophical midwifery. You see, philosophical midwifery is the art where you can help a person see the most fundamental problem, which they have no idea, nor do they suspect its presence.